I'm CEO Connolly, and today I just wanted to talk about how I have been able to basically organize my office with the crap that has been everywhere. So I've decided to go with the mantra, if it doesn't promote productivity, it needs to go. So there are a lot of things that I have picked up and I've looked at it and I was like, does this promote productivity? And not only that, but there's been a lot of stuff that I've picked up and was like, does this belong in my office or does it belong somewhere else? So like I found the earplugs for whenever we shoot our guns in my office. And I was like, why are my earplugs in here? They belong with the guns. Like, I don't know. So I had to take them out of my office. There were these little cars that belonged to my husband. I don't know why they were in my office. My husband doesn't remember ever having them for any reason. So he was like, nah, doesn't promote productivity in the house. And I was like, that's awesome that I'm getting him to do that. So anyway, so I think we're planning on doing that throughout the rest of the house because it's funny because when we moved in here, it's almost as if we just packed everything and brought it with us. Why? I don't know. And I know that most of it is my junk, and I'm going to put it just that way because I always have this problem where I cannot get rid of anything. I actually had an old file cabinet that I had purchased way back in the year 2000, and in that file cabinet were not files. It wasn't files. It was literally just random stuff that I felt like I had to hold on to. Mostly software boxes and stuff like that of anything that I had uploaded onto my computer or downloaded, I guess is what it is. And whatever I had downloaded onto my computer. Now I have a Mac, so I don't put a whole bunch of stuff on it. Now it does have a larger hard drive than the PCs that I had, but my MacBook, I don't put a whole lot of stuff on the hard drive, like any kind of software or anything like that. So anyway, so I kept a lot of those boxes. Well, when we moved, I realized I don't need them. Like that was my biggest thing. I don't need these software boxes. I also didn't need that file cabinet. Now, of course, at that time, I wasn't thinking, does it promote productivity? It was more of, is this just something that we don't want to put in storage? Because we lived in an RV for 3 years. We didn't know it was going to be 3 years. It was just something temporary until we got our house out here. But it did end up being 3 years, and we put all of our stuff in storage that we wanted to bring into our house. Anything we didn't want to bring, we basically sold. But the problem is, though, is that we ended up having to move from a smaller storage into a larger storage because I have a hard time getting rid of anything. That is my biggest problem. I can't seem to get rid of anything. So at this point, anything that is in my office that I feel like needs to be in my office, does it promote productivity? Is it going to help me with my writing? And is it going to, be something that I absolutely have to have? Now, I will tell you this much. I do have a ton of these notebooks because I absolutely adore them. I will find them and go, that's cute. I have to have it. So I have a bunch of these for absolutely no reason whatsoever. Now I do have 3 of these because I got them on clearance at the store I worked at. So they were like $2 a piece. And I was like, oh, the original price on these is $12.99. I'm taking them. And when you're doing price changes on things and you get to see the clearance prices first, that's what happened. So I have a lot of stuff that I bought on clearance. Now, of course, those office supply stores also do those school things where you can get these deals for like a penny or, a quarter. Now, this is the book that I just recently wrote. These are some notes from that, but it's not empty. As you can see, I didn't write a whole lot in this notebook. So it's like, why? I have a lot of these that I have just a few pages at the back, but I cannot throw them out because I feel like it's a waste. So, of course, in my mind, I'm thinking it does promote productivity due to the fact that I can still use that paper and fill up that book, right? So that is how I have kind of worked around that mantra on whether or not it promotes productivity, because it does have paper still left in it. But I have decided that in that productivity mantra as well is it promotes productivity for now, but I need to finish it and throw it away. So I have done where I have taken a lot of my old planners. Like I still had the planner pages from when I was pregnant with my son for every doctor's appointment and stuff. That was in 1999. Why I still have those planner pages, I have no idea. And my son was born halfway through the year. He was born in July. So I still had 1999's planner from the first half of the year for all of my OB appointments when he was born. And then his, his whatever the baby doctor, I can't even think of what it is right now. Oh my gosh, my brain is not working today, apparently. So anyway, pediatrician. Oh, okay. So, and his pediatrician appointments for like the first 5 months, I guess is what it was. So I kept that planner. It was like something that I was like, oh, this is when I was pregnant. Why do I need that? He's 24. Why do I need to keep those planner pages? So I threw them out. And then I realized that I also had 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020, and 2021. I got rid of 2022 though, probably because it was last year. So of course I threw that away because I realized I didn't need it. But when I found all these other ones, I was like, I don't need these. So this here is my 2023 planner. Okay. So I have been using this. This is 2023. And I had done it this way specifically because this is going to be a full composition notebook. Now, yes, I cut it down to size so it would fit inside my cover. It's, you know what? I can bring this to me because it's my little rolly cart. So I wanted to make sure that it would fit in my cover. I got this cover from a shop off of Etsy, and I realized recently that she no longer makes these covers, which I was sad, but that's okay. So anyway, so I wanted to make sure it fits in this cover. And you can see I have 4 more notebooks in here. Now, 2 of these belong to 2024 and 2 of them belong to 2025. I have not set up 2025 yet, but I have set up 2024. So 2024 is ready to go, and it is only September. So we are only halfway through September, and I'm already got 2024 ready to go. But my 2023, this entire book right here, not a whole lot of space, doesn't really take up any room. As soon as the year is over, it will go in the trash. Now, granted, I will probably end up holding on to it for a few sentimental reasons up until about maybe March. And then, or until I really get into my 2024. And then I'm just like, why am I still holding on to this? Like, for real? And then I'll just toss it. So I'm trying to hit that point where it's like legit. If it doesn't promote productivity, good golly, just throw it out. I've kept a lot of stuff over the years for absolutely no reason whatsoever. And I've realized that there's no reason for it. Now, I do have this one thing where I will not throw out a book. Yes, I've read it. Okay, great. But I'm going to pass it on to someone else if I'm not going to read it again. There's only one book that I have ever read more than once, and I probably would read again. And that is Cell by Stephen King. Legit, I loved the book. I will probably read it again, and I do still have it. So, as a matter of fact, my son has read it like 2 or 3 times too. But anyway, that's probably the only book I would never get rid of. Now, I do have a box, a plastic box, like a tote box, that I am putting all of the books that I will no longer read again. Inside that box, they can go, I'm going to donate it. As soon as the box is full, I'm going to donate it. And I'm not going to donate the box because that is my, box. Now, okay, so I have been watching some videos about how to declutter and all that kinds of stuff. And I have actually seen one where they were talking about a transition box. The transition box is things that you feel like you have to hold on to, but it doesn't really, you haven't really used it or done anything with, but you feel like you need to hold on to it. And you place it in this transition box. And the guy that I was watching says 30 days, but I'm more attached to my things. Sometimes I feel like I'm way too attached. I need an entire quarter. So I need 90 days. So in 90 days, if I haven't pulled anything out of it, the entire box has to go. Everything in it has to go. If I take anything out of it, it needs to find a place. That's it. It has to find a place somewhere in my office if I plan on taking it out, whether it be in my office or somewhere else in the house, wherever it is used, it has to find a place if I take it out of that box. So I do have some things in that transition box that I literally cringed when I put them in there because I was like, oh, I feel like I need this, but it doesn't promote productivity. So I've thrown it in my transition box. I also don't really want that box in my office because to me, it feels like too much of a temptation to have it in here. But the other room, I'm still bringing stuff in to actually transition into my office and how that's going to work. I do have a part 4 of my office organization that will be posted in like a month or like a couple weeks, but part 3 just posted. So go watch that. I am doing a lot of stuff in here to make sure that it is basically only productivity for my writing, editing, getting things done, because I do have a full list of books that will be written and edited and published. And I have planned on this, and I have it all basically planned out on the calendar on my computer. And I made sure to have that all planned out so I know when I'm doing edits, when I'm writing, when I'm doing edits for me, because there's like 2 rounds of edits that I do specifically before it goes to my beta readers. And then I'll do edits for my beta readers. I do another read through. I'll probably do another round of edits before it goes to my editor. And then it comes back and then I just do the small changes that my editor suggests. So there's a long process on what I have to do with my books, and some of them actually overlap in those processes. I do have where like every other month I'm writing, editing specifically. And in those processes, if it's like a second round of edits or like just a quick touch up or something like that, it's overlapping with another writing or editing project so that I can get this stuff done as quickly as I possibly want to, and in that scheduled time frame. I'm scared that I'm not going to be able to meet that specific deadlines, like the deadlines for everything, but I was able to meet the deadlines for City of Disciples, Shunning of Disciples. Citizen's Assassin has been written. I wrote that in 20 days, exactly as I had it scheduled to do. So I was able to do that. It is only 20 chapters, so I wrote a chapter a day. And that was basically my way. It's getting the idea out, because when I go through my first round of edits, it makes it so much easier if the idea is already on the page. I can expand whatever I put out there, because in my head, I know what's going to happen. So now I have the idea out. I know exactly what's going on. Now I can expand it a little bit more. So it makes it a little easier on me. I'm hoping to continue doing it that way. Now the other 2 books in my cult series, those are also ready to go to beta readers. And Mutiny of Disciples, which is the next one, that one will be going to beta readers in November, like the 1st of November. And Shunning of Disciples will be published in early October. So, and then I'll be getting back the Mutiny of Disciples in January, so that can be published in February. So then Disbanding of Disciples can go to my beta readers by March. And all of my beta readers have gotten a list of everything that I want. They already know all the titles of all the books that I want to publish. So they know all the titles. They know exactly when I want to send it to them, and they know exactly when I need it back. So that is how that is. I'm getting it moving. I want to make sure that I've got everything going. So I do have a full list of books, but I need to make sure that my writing space promotes productivity to keep me on task. And luckily, I was actually able to clean out a lot of my office at the same time that I was working. So I took a couple of hours every morning. I'd come in here, I would clean out my office, and then after lunch, I'd immediately start writing. And of course, with already knowing what I'm doing, that makes it a little easier. And I'm going to put up another video exactly how my writing process goes so that you can understand how I have made it easier for me to be able to pump out my first draft, which is my shit draft. I'm not even kidding. Like this story, if it went out right now to readers are going to be like, what the hell is going on? I know what's going on. I know exactly what's going on. But if anybody else were to look at it, go, no, thank you. Because yes, there is a lot of information missing. There is no character development whatsoever. Well, okay, I take that back. You get a sense of their personalities, but you have no idea what they look like. That is coming. I will put that in, but it wasn't important in my shit draft because it's not going to anybody. It's going to go back to me later to edit, to put in. So that's my whole point in my shit draft. Literally, if it were to go to readers are going to go, no, thank you. I don't understand. So that is the best point, is to make it to where I understand it enough to make it so much better by the time it makes it to readers. It doesn't have to make any sense now to anybody else but me. But that's my biggest problem when it goes to my beta readers. My beta readers go, I don't know what's happening here. And I'm like, I do. And then I go, oh, wait, now I know why. They don't know what's going on because I forgot to tell them about this. So that's another reason why I have to have a set of beta readers, to have them go, hey, by the way, you know what you forgot? Whoops, my bad. So anyway, I will go through, I have another video scheduled to go through my entire writing process, so that if you are looking to write a book and you have a basic idea of what you want to write, this actually puts you prepared when you stop writing for the day and you put it away and you spend time with your family or whatever. When you come back to it the next day to sit down and write again, you're prepared for what needs to go on the page. And it makes it so much easier. There were days where I'd pump out 2,500 words in like an hour to an hour and a half. And it was amazing because normally my ADHD has me looking out the window constantly because a bird will fly by or a leaf will fall from the tree. And I'm just like, what's going on out there? You know, squirrel. And it will take me 4 to 5 hours to get through 750 words. So the fact that I was prepared, I was prepped, and I was excited to start writing that day, I was able to do an hour and a half, 2,500 words, no problem. It was coming out of me and it was awesome. And there were some days where I actually doubled up on chapters, and I wrote 2 chapters in a day because it was just flowing and I felt so good about the story. So I was able to take out the 2 Saturdays that I had actually scheduled myself to write, which is funny because sometimes my husband works on Saturdays. So when he works on Saturday, I work on Saturday. And I have it put up that way because otherwise there's nobody else in the house but me and my dogs. So I figured I'd work while he's at work, and then when he gets home, I'll be done, right? Well, so I have another video for that. But for now, in my office, if it doesn't promote productivity, it doesn't belong in here, and it gets trashed. And it has to go in a very dark black trash bag so I cannot see what it is, because if I can see through the black trash bag, I will go, wait, I still want that, and dig through the garbage. And that is not necessary. So there is that. That is how my life is at this point. I am trying to basically tell myself that I don't need the trash. I don't need garbage. If it doesn't promote productivity, it needs to go. It needs to get out. I even have this little to-do pad, and I just don't want you to see what I have written down to. So I have this to-do pad, and literally I just write the day of the week here, and then the little things, it's just a few things. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now it's 7 items. I don't know if that's like for daily or whatever. I don't care. I write the day of the week at the top. This is what I'm doing Monday. And those are just the few things that I'm going to do before I start writing. And they're not even that long. And it's basically so that I can stay productive. You know, if I have to clear off my workspace, I have to clear off my workspace. And I'm okay with walking away on Friday and being like, this is a disaster. Oh, Monday, organize your workspace so I can have it organized and ready to go when I start writing. So if it doesn't promote productivity, I throw it out. It doesn't belong. That's how life is going at this point. And I'm hoping to literally just remember to pick things up that just need to go in the garbage because I left it sitting right here on my printer. But It'll end up in the trash eventually because on Monday, I have to organize my workspace. So there you go. It'll go in the trash. I'll probably end up doing it here in a second, but anyway, that's all I have for you today. I just wanted to let you know that I am in here working on, if it doesn't promote productivity, it needs to go. It does not belong in my workspace. We are putting that through the rest of the house as well. In the kitchen, does it promote kitchen productivity? Because that is where you prepare your food and you have your dishes, and that's it. That's all you need. If it's not something that belongs in the kitchen, get it out or hang it up because it's decoration, whatever. Anyway, that's throughout the rest of my house as well. Just wanted to share that little tidbit, and I'll see you in my next video. Okay, bye.